Okay, I believe I'm live. Right, so this is the European session 7th of August 2024. The months are going by so quickly. Nearly the end of the year already. I can't believe it's my wife's birthday next month. Feels like it was just the other day that it was her birthday, but a whole year has already passed. So markets will open in about 3 minutes. Last night, US session, I didn't trade. I was present for it, but I didn't actually execute. In fact, no, I executed one trade for break even, and then I had to sit and watch the market rally and not be on board. So today is business as usual. The count is looking a little bit better. If I just look at the transaction history of the past 5 days, had a kick in the teeth. When was that? On the 2nd. That was last week on the Nasdaq. So yeah, that put me right in the mud. But I've bounced back. So hopefully today will be another good day. I've had a few good days over the past basically this week. This week has been good. Haven't seen a losing day yet, so I'm hopefully going to keep that trend going. Woke up this morning, normal routine, had some coffee, did a workout, had a shower, made some tea now, so gonna get my head in the game. I'm interested to see what is gonna happen at this 8,080 odd level. On the FTSE, come back down into a little bit of structure. So it'll be interesting to see on the open as to which way it goes, whether it bounces off that structure or it breaks through. Hoping to get a nice first bar negative on the FTSE. And the DAX is also, I believe, sitting at a bit of a level, 17,400 level. So again, interesting to see what goes on there. But we're going to follow the trading plan, follow our rules, follow our strategy, and yeah, business as usual. So markets will open in 25 seconds. I've increased the position size by half a point on the FTSE. I want to see how that works from a psychological point of view, how that works on my psyche. Slightly bigger position size, so okay, markets have opened. And so far, first bar negative. I wonder if we're going to see a breakdown today. Back down to these levels here. Time will tell. Position size on the DAX remains the same at pretty much 50 cents a point. So not quite ready to increase my position size on the DAX yet. There's a little bit more range in the candles on the DAX than there is in the FTSE. So happy to keep it where it is for now, and hopefully slowly build up to increasing that position size. Looks as though we might have a first bar negative in the FTSE. Just looking at what transpired yesterday. Yesterday we also had a first bar negative, but the first bar negative trade didn't really play out. Subsequent bars never did really get back down to those lows. Only much later on, but by that time I don't really like to take that trade after so much time has passed. It would have seen you down probably 20 odd points and then given you maybe 20 points, but I don't like to trade that specific setup so far into the session. It's pretty much a good hour's worth of trading and price action that's gone on. So at this point, looking at a first bar negative long entry, probably about 8,055 if it doesn't push any lower in the next minute and 25 seconds. Can actually maybe be a little bit tighter than that, maybe go 8,057, give or take. Let's see if we're going to push lower here. You actually got to be quite quick on these first bar negative trades. A lot of the times you'll find it won't necessarily push below this low. It'll reverse right on the close of the candle. So I think that's something that happened yesterday. Yeah, so didn't quite get back down to the first bar's low. Okay, 20 seconds. Right, there's first bar negative. I think we're going to trade that. Stop loss 40 points. It's maybe a bit much. Let's bring it up to about 20 points. Thereabout. Okay, let's see if we can get filled. So put it at 8,055. There's two sides to this trade, so that's a first bar negative sell. If we were to reverse all the way back up to here, yeah, we may have already missed. That's quick it can happen, and it didn't get down to our entry point anyway. But right off the jump, let's be patient. Let's see if it'll come back down. If it does get up to this level before our entry, our long entry down here, then I think it's a no-go. Yeah, that's already well on its way back up. I'll usually give it 2 or 3 bars. If we don't get triggered by then I'll just cancel the order. A bit of congestion here on the DAX. Okay, so again, slightly bigger position size. So if I am stopped out for 20 points, it's going to be about a $30 loss, which is not ideal on my small account again, but I figure we have to at some point start to grow this account in a meaningful way. I haven't traded the opposite side of the first bar negative very much, so I'd be interested to see what goes on if price does get up to this point. I don't know if I'm gonna set the trade. I just haven't had a lot of experience trading the opposite ends of this specific strategy. It has placed itself at quite a nice level. Quite possible that we would see a bounce off of this. Let's see if it gets up there. Looks like it may do. Some strength showing on the DAX as well. As I say that. Okay, so aggressive school run is going to set up in about 8 minutes time. I think we'll probably go with that as opposed to this first bar. So I'm going to cancel this order. Again, just didn't come back down to break that low before reversing back up, and that's just bad luck, unfortunately. We will, in all likelihood, only get a signal for aggressive school run on DAX again because first bar negative hasn't triggered. Depending on how it looks, I might trade it manually on the FTSE. So DAX just pushed above this high and has turned the other way. I know that this is going to put me just out of my comfort zone, this increased position size. It's going to keep me, I think, just uncomfortable enough. Yeah, so trigger bar setting up. Just looking at the bit of weakness that we are seeing on the FTSE, I would prefer a negative signal, a shorting signal, than a long signal. However, we take the one our strategy tells us to take. So perhaps there's a grouping of stops up here that we may test. In which case, if we can get a aggressive school run signal long, I'll look at this to take profit, I think. DAX is pretty much range bound on the 5-minute. Let's see how that bodes for the strategy. So you see a little bit of a conflict of interests here with the first bar negative trigger and where the aggressive school run long would be. So we would be going long on the aggressive school run but short on the first bar negative sell. So I think that's where interpretation comes in, to figure that one out for ourselves, or for myself. But about 2 minutes left until we see that. when I see this congestion and we're going to get a setup for the strategy, if it does take us one way or the other, that's when I want to get my stop loss to break even as quickly as possible, because we can be whipped around quite easily within this range. So again, 10-15 points, I want to get that stop loss to break even, just in case we decide to reverse and go the other way. Okay, about 55 seconds. That's the range on this signal candle. 26 points. It's acceptable from a risk point of view. It's only about $13, so happy with that. Happy with that. I don't like the way that it's setting up within this congestion zone. Especially that being an inside bar. Okay, so there we have it. Yeah, so you see right within that range. I don't really like it. But let's trade it and see. I'm going to set up for both long and short. Whichever it triggers first is what we're going to go with. FTSE. I have to take that one manually. You know, I want to wait for the school run to see if we get a little bit of direction first. I don't like this congestion. I may just do that, in fact. Let's leave the levels up so we can see. But I would like to wait for the school run on this. I don't like this congestion. I want to see if there's any direction first. Okay, so we would have been short. We would have been short on the aggressive school run. In the DAX, but at this point it's just sticking to the range. There's a nice push. 407. So we would have had stop loss to break even. Let's see what the FTSE's doing. The FTSE, yeah. So not a bad breakdown there either. It's only 7 points. Okay, stop would have been at break even. But again, I think I want to wait for the 15-minute to set up. Yeah, so it would have been break even on that one. And also in the FTSE. So I think we basically just range bound at the moment. So I don't feel too horrible about not taking that, knowing that I would have been taken out for break even anyway. But that is hindsight thinking again. I could have been in the trade and it could have run. So how are we looking on the 15-minute setup? Okay. Little bit more of a range, but still acceptable at this point. We have got 3 minutes until that sets up. And now we're pushing a bit further down. Okay. Right, let's remove these for the new signals that come through. We may have to be quite quick in activating the trade. So 2.5 minutes left of that. I am tempted for this entry. just thinking about this area over here. If you were short this candle, where would your stop loss be? Hmm? Hmm? Or hmm? Okay, 30 seconds. Inside bar, so far setting up. Okay, here we go. Let's wait for our signals to come through and we'll trade them both. So we'll see if it's going to take us long or take us short. Colors aren't the nicest. Can't see it very clearly on this chart. I don't think I can change. Can't change the color. Okay, so first bar negative would have triggered now. First bar negative short anyway. Okay, so stop loss typically on the other end of the range of that candle. Kind of where the entry is for the opposing position. So we'll have to do that. If we had taken the school run strategy, we'd be long here at the moment. That's why I say it conflicts with the first bar negative sell signal. Right, which way are we going to go? I'd be happy if you took me short. Right now, first bar negative, struggling a little bit. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to retest over here. Okay, getting close to our long position in the DAX. And I think we're going to be filled very soon. Oof, that was close. That was very close. Okay, so as soon as we get triggered, I'm going to... so we're in it. Okay, sell goes away. Let's see if we can get our stop loss up to break even, if it'll allow us. 10-15 points, I'm gonna look to start moving it up, if it even gets to that. See, perhaps have a little bit of patience. We're still kind of in a range here. I don't particularly like that, but we've accepted the risk, so. Now we wait. Oh, there we go. There's a good couple of points. I think we'll move to break even. Okay. Now we be patient. Where would I look for profit taking? Perhaps up in this area, if we get there. There we go. Come on, DAX. That's nice. Let's try and be patient with this one. That is a nice push. What's happening in the FTSE also? Yeah, so first bar negative short in this case. Didn't see much success. Okay, so we're getting kind of up to this area here. I'm going to start looking at taking profit. I might just do it at this point. Let's see if we get another little push. Slightly move that stop loss. I've noticed that when I move the stop loss to break even, it's not quite break even. It's a couple of cents just under. I think I'm gonna go there. I think we got a bit of slippage there. Well, not slippage, but it moved as we were taking profit. All right, what did we get on that? So about 26 points. 26 points on that long trade. Not bad at all. I was looking at this kind of area over here to take profit. Probably should have let it go for a little bit longer, because it seems only now that it's pushing further. But I'm happy with that. FTSE, are we going to test this area? Alright, so that's taken us to the grand total of $856. So there is our trade there. Could have held that a bit longer, I think. But I'm happy with what the market has given me. Okay, so our trade was at, let's have a look at our history. So our open was 17,440. So what I want to do, I'm just going to stick a line at 17,440. There. Just want to see if the market does come back. If I had held, would I have been taken out for break even? And I closed the trade at 466, which is thereabouts. So it went an additional 13 points up until this time anyway. Okay, so that would have been break even, and that's where I closed the position. Just I want to see from, well, for my own benefit as to whether me closing that position because I was looking at this little area over here as to whether or not we might stop and come back down, whether I was justified in that line of thought. Or whether I was persuading myself because I didn't want to see the market come back and take me out for break even. So was that a good call? Closing the trade here? You know, technically when I pushed the button to close, the market was up here. And it did drop quite quickly. I do seem to remember that. And it only took me out here at 466. So my intention was to get out at about this level. But you know, the market can move so quickly. And I don't think it was slippage, I just think I wasn't quick enough. It may have been. I'll have to go back and check. So I did click the button and then it dropped, but I suppose no, not really. I could also just be talking rubbish. What's going on in the foots? Okay, so after this we do have brunch break set up. It's still a bit of waiting to do from now. That'll be the seventh 15-minute bar from open, including open. Oof. Okay. Alright, so that shows that I would have been taken out on break even if I had held it. So I think I was justified in my thoughts to look at this area. Alright, so that would have been a break-even trade. So I got out when I think I should have. FTSE entry would have been down here, 8,088, 89. So we haven't quite gotten back down to that yet. I think at its best it was 20 odd points. But again, the likelihood of closing the position right at the tippy top of the move is very unlikely. Okay, and straight back up on the DAX. Yeah, so basically just retesting 17,440. So that's like the break and pull back. Resistance becoming support, that whole jargon. And new highs on the day. Yeah. So on the 5-minute as opposed to the 15-minute, would have given you a possible second entry on a prior bar low here. Strong push up, bit of a retracement, and then we get a break of the previous candle's low, and then up we go. Same on the FTSE. Strong move to the upside, bit of a retracement, break just below, and continue. And we broke below there by about 3 or so points. So the question would have been, where would you have taken that long position at the break of this candle's low? Where would I have taken it? Probably quite tight, I'd say. It was thereabouts. It would have been great if you could have caught it right there, because that would have obviously meant a little bit more profit, but realistically, I think I would have gotten quite tight on that one. But again, hindsight trading. Would have, but who knows in the actual situation where it's presented to you, would I have taken the trade or not? Okay, so already coming up to an hour on this stream. I think what I like to do, well, what I'm going to do is just edit these live streams into kind of a shorter format video of just the trades that I take, win or lose, just as a way for me to revert back to the videos a little bit with a little bit more efficiency. So I have to go back into the live stream and then fast forward and then back and forward, back and forward. So I think if I had a shorter format video showing just the trades, good or bad, that may help in my after the fact analysis a bit more. So I think I'll do that. I'm still getting used to the software on YouTube. It is quite nice because you're able to edit your videos through the studio. Makes life a little bit easier. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so about 50 minutes before the brunch break setup. Right, so I can get rid of these lines now because they, excuse me, they have shown that I would have been taken out for break even if I try to let this trade run a bit. And it looks like we're playing piano in the FTSE. Okay, so patience game now. And I'm sure I can take this line away. wonder if those engaged in traditional technical analysis sees this as a head and shoulders, or an inverse head and shoulders. I wonder how many are looking to go long. Okay, thank you. Right, well, nothing going on at the moment. I'm still waiting for brunch break bar to set up. I'm in two minds as to whether I'm going to continue live streaming until then, or if I just do a video when the bar sets up. It's still a good 35 minutes away. 40 minutes away. I haven't got any viewers, I'm not boring anybody, so suppose it doesn't matter. Alright, so that would have been break even if we were looking to let this one run as well. And still a max of about 20 points. Good to know, good to know. Just browsing YouTube, looking at how many $1 million traders there are out there. $150,000 in 1 month day trading options. Well done. Okay. 22 million trading profits. Millionaire's trading strategy revealed. Yeah, I'd keep that one to myself. Profitable in under 1 year. Yeah, okay. Ay, ay, ay. But you see, when I come across Trading Psychology by Dr. David Paul, that's when I start listening. Or something by Mark Douglas, I start listening. The $441 million day trader. That's when I don't listen. He made $80,000 with this trading strategy. Okay. With an exotic car in the background on the thumbnail image. Great, great. Adding to winning trades. That's when I start listening. I tried to flip $100 into $6,000 in 21 days trading Forex. Whew, what is your leverage there, pal? Yeah, very interesting. It's sad to see how many of those videos are like geared towards new traders and you know, people who have their complete wrong idea of what trading actually is. I wonder how long a new trader would stick with those strategies before they move on to the next. I mean, in all likelihood, those could be decent strategies. But the problem mentally is when you start losing trades from them, and you will lose trades from them. The typical human brain wants to save itself from that pain, and it gets you to quickly move on to the next profitable trading strategy. You don't know how to handle those losers because you're going to have them. But if you don't handle them properly, move on to the next one. So find that strategy that resonates with you and stick with it come hell or high water. Give it a chance. It's a marathon. Okay, so retesting, it looks like has a bit of support here at 8,090. On the FTSE and on the DAX, I still have 30 minutes to wait. That took me far too long to figure out. Maybe I'm a bit tired. Let's see what else we have here on YouTube. Master this trading pattern that changed my life. Okay. What else have we got here? Adding to winning trades is pretty cool. Yes, Mr. Nick Sean, I would agree with you. And that's what I'm trying to work up towards. Okay. Huh. 88% trade success, my go-to strategy. I wonder how many newbies go straight to a video like that. Or even those who have been trying to trade for a given amount of time, who are basically strategy hopping. Gotta get that mind right. I am no professional trader by any means, so don't listen to me, but that's just how I feel. Okay, I'm going to take a quick 5 or 10 minute break. I'm just going to leave the chart running. Just going to have a quick bathroom break and make some more tea. Hopefully that will have killed a bit of time. I'm not looking to do anything now before waiting for the next setup, so I think it's going to be on the DAX. Alright, so 10-minute break. I'll be right back. Alright, 20 minutes to go. I was just thinking to myself while I was making the tea, I'm half expecting a loss to come soon. I have the utmost confidence in my strategy, but I know that there are always going to be losses. And I half expect one to show its head quite soon. But I've been quite happy with the way I've been trading lately. I know it doesn't reflect very much on the account, but you know, I'm trying not to place a dollar value to the trades that I'm taking from a profit point of view. I'm trying to look at the points more than the actual dollar value to kind of get rid of the emotional attachment to it. And considering the point value that I've been able to realize, I think I'm doing okay. I think there is an area of improvement, or there's room for improvement. But you know, I'm trading a very, very small account, and there have been trades that I've wanted to take according to my strategy that I just haven't been able to take because of the risk profile associated. And that's why I don't necessarily enjoy trading the US session, because I find it to be very, very expensive, and the risk profile to be quite high on some of the signals that I get based on the signal bar range. And I'd like nothing more than to be able to take those trades, because you know, you want to trade your strategy in such a way that you take the signal every single time. That's the only way that you get a meaningful statistic from the strategy. So if, for instance, your strategy only wins, let's say 50% of the time, if you're looking at that over 100 trades, that means that you have to take 100 trades before you see that statistic realized. So, you know, if I'm missing out on trades because of the risk profile associated and the size of my account, I'm battling to get a accurate forecast of what the strategy is actually doing. And I mean, I'm trading the smallest size possible. I can't cut the position size any more than what I have already on the Dow and on the Nasdaq. I'm doing 50 cents a point on both of those indices. I can't go any lower than that. I'd love to be able to get to a point where I can start increasing the position size relative to my account balance. And if I do get a setup where it's showing a bit more of a risk profile, I'm able to actually drop my position size but still take the trade. So end up with a risk that's still acceptable based on my account size, and in that way enable me to still take the trade according to the strategy. So that's what I'd really like to get to. But I mean, up until this point, the points that I've realized trading on, say, the DAX and the FTSE, again, it's not impressive from a dollar value because of the position sizes that I'm using, but I think the point value is pretty good. I mean, if you are doing a position, if you are realizing, 26 points on a position. At the moment, it's not very exciting and it's not very impressive because there's only 50 cents of position size that I'm using. So I'm only seeing $13 on that 26 points, but the whole idea is to lay the foundation and take the trade whenever the strategy calls for you to take the trade, no matter what. When I say no matter what, obviously, have a look at your risk profile first. If the risk is too much based on what your account balance is, then don't take the trade, because then you're just risking more than you can afford to risk. If you're not comfortable with the risk, don't take it. But I want to get to a point where if the risk profile is a little bit greater, I'm able to actually be trading at a position size that I can decrease. I can't decrease it any more than I already have. So, I look to future prospects and a 26 point move on the DAX. If I'm trading $10 a point, I mean that's $260. It's that's when it starts becoming impressive from a dollar point of view. But the whole idea now is to kind of lay the foundation and follow the strategy. Take the loss the way you're supposed to take a loss, move on from it. Understand that there's going to be losses. There's always going to be losses, no matter what you trade, what strategy you trade. It's how you handle those losses and how you manage the trade. So I'm trying to build that foundation so that when I do eventually get up to a point where I'm trading a bit of a bigger position size, all those fundamentals are already in place. And I'm also excited for being able to take every single trade, even if the risk profile is greater, but I'm able to decrease my position size and still be able to take the trade and still have a position where I've accepted the risk completely, but now I'm actually taking part. Because for the past few nights I've had to sit back and watch the Dow and the Nasdaq trigger me, well, where it would have triggered me into the position, and run at least 50 points in my favor. But I haven't been able to take the position because the risk profile is too great. And I would have taken that trade, win or lose, but the whole point is to try and get to an account balance where I can decrease my position size and still be able to take the trade on a reduced risk profile and take every single position that the strategy is telling me to take, because that's how you build confidence in the strategy. And that's when you can start judging the strategy on a win to loss ratio properly over a period of 100, 200, 300 trades. But right now I'm not able to do that because I can't take every single trade just due to that risk again. I mean, if we look at the Dow, from the US session last night, so according to the strategy, looking at the school run strategy in this regard, I mean, there's the opening candle, there's the first 15 minutes. So my strategy tells me that at the break of the high of this candle, I need to be long. Okay, but the issue that I'm facing is this signal candle. According to my strategy, I have to have a stop loss on the other end of the range. That's 273 points. Now, even on the lowest position size of 50 cents per point, I mean that's $135. $135 on an $800 account. That's far too much risk. So, I've got to watch the market go without me. Now, given if I had followed the strategy, it would have probably have in this specific instance, it would have been a break-even trade if I hadn't take profits during this candle. So if I see from break of this candle's high, I would have been looking at 80 points. Whether it came back first, or kind of down to this level first, or it went higher first. The fact of the matter is I would have been able to move my stop loss to break even at least. And the whole issue with that is I'm not able to take this trade. And if I was using a risk that I was 100% comfortable with, I wouldn't be in the position where I'm trying to get that stop loss to break even as quickly as possible. I may, spend a little bit of time letting the market ebb and flow the way that it does naturally. And maybe I wouldn't have been taken out for break even there because I would have let the trade play out a little bit longer because the risk is not as great. But 270 points? Whew. And that's a decision that I've taken. This is the strategy that I am going to use, so I have to accept that there are going to be trades that I can't take based on this risk profile. I mean, I can go out there and try and find another strategy that allows me to take trades with a smaller risk profile, but I've committed to stick to the strategy. So, for good or for bad. So that's just a little bit of frustration that I'm facing at the moment. And that's just based on unfortunately, the account size that I'm trading, and that's all I can afford to trade at the moment. So I don't want to be a crybaby and go on about it, but that's just a current fact. It is what it is. And that's the goal, is to work up to that point and grow the account to the point where I can start increasing the position size on the smaller risk profile trades. But if we do get a 270 point signal candle, I can at least reduce the risk relative to the account balance and still be able to take the trade, because I want to take every signal that the strategy gives me, because that's how I start building meaningful statistics around the strategy, and more than that, confidence in it. And like I say, I know that there's going to be losers. That's just part and parcel. Those are trading fees, in a manner of speaking. If you're looking at this at trading as a business, those are just fees that you pay. You're losers. So that was the Dow. Nice rally. Okay, we got about 4.5 minutes left. What type of range are we looking at on this? About 40 points, that's acceptable. So sorry for that vent, but I've got to express it. especially when I'm watching this back. Oh, there's a lot of latency on the stream. Just watching the stream window on YouTube, and it's it's very far behind real time. Okay, that's why it wasn't, the little live button wasn't clicked, so now it's moved forward. Okay, good to know. Alright, minute and a half left. Long or short, let's see. If I take this, I think I'm going to try and get it to risk-free as quickly as possible, and then I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to let it run. I'm not going to look for a profit target. At this point, I think if it was a long, it would be up here. If it was a short, it would be back down to these lows. But I think I'm just going to let it run. If it does take me out for break even, so be it. But if I am able to get the position to risk-free, I'm going to leave it at risk-free. Let it run for as long as possible. Okay, so that's brunch break candle. No signal come through yet. Sometimes it can take a bit of time before it comes through. go. Brunch break long. Let's trade it, see what happens. Okay, so technically our stop loss needs to be there. 47 points, so that's $23 worth of risk. Alright, let's see if we get filled. Looks like we're going to. Whoop, just not. Yeah, and we filled. Okay. See if we can get our stop loss up to break even. We can flip the switch on the brunch break if we need to. If it does look as though it's going to come back down and stop us out, we can look at taking a short. But right now I just want to get my stop loss to break even after a bit more of a meaningful push if it does show it to us. 10 or so points. Okay. Won't let me as yet. No. Okay. Still a bit under. Only 5 points. There's 7, there's 8. Yeah, stop to break even. Get it slightly up. Right, now I'm going to leave it. Does what it does. I want to see if it gets up to these highs. I know that's moving the stop loss maybe a bit prematurely, but if we see a push here, I want to see a meaningful push. And there's 17 points, 18, 20, very nice. 21. Yeah, I think we're going to retest these highs. Now, I know I said I'm going to let it run, but that is a meaningful level. And I have only had one trade today. But let's see. Maybe I'll trail the stop a little bit. I'll probably do that now slightly. 4 points. Stop loss. Yeah, I think we're going to test this level and turn around, but let's see. Yeah, just like that. There's the first touch. Pulling back a little bit. I wonder if we can break above these highs. Okay, so current open position, there it is there. It is risk-free, so we've got nothing to worry about at this point. Let's see how far up it can go. Oh, there's my dog barking. Somebody's home. Oh, we're gonna break these highs. And I wonder if we do break those highs, are we gonna run? Seem to be getting stuck on that level at the moment. $33 points, 30 points. See if we get a reversal on the next candle. That's still 7 minutes away. It could reverse on the same candle. What does the 5-minute show? Oh, quite a strong move. I'd expect to see some sort of retracement. Come on, DAX, break those highs. Let's see new highs. Okay, well, I'm going to let this play out for a bit. I'm going to go to have another bathroom break. This tea is going straight through me. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so we're still up at this level, about 34 points. Let's see if we get any follow through with the next candle. It's going to be in about 5 seconds. I fully expect to see a retracement back down, but let's see if there's follow through. Looks like we're going to hold this level, I think. I may look at trailing the stop loss a little bit. Might look at trailing at about 10 points. Just to there. See something out of the trade at least. 10 points isn't too bad. Let's see if we get a break higher here. There we go, that's what we like to see. Come on, come on DAX. FTSE, what are you doing? Okay, so good. 40 odd points. Maybe trail a little bit more. We could see a retracement back down to this level. I might look at taking this. I've been trading for a while now, so I've got some other things to do and I don't necessarily want to be sitting in front of the chart managing this trade. I think I'll take this there. Yep, taking it. And now watch it run. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, there we go. 41 points and 26 points, so that's a 67.7 point session. Not too shabby from a points perspective. I've said points a lot now. Maybe I should stop saying points so much. I just think it's poignant. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end it there. Another good session. I wonder if we're going to get a retracement back down now. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Good session. Good session. What has that taken us up to? 877. Right, so that's the school run and the brunch break strategies. Again, not my strategies, I'm just using them. And I found they suit me quite well. They suit my brain, the way my brain works, quite well. So far so good. Okay, I think I'm going to end the live stream there. I will be back for US session a little bit later. Hopefully I'll be able to trade it today. Hopefully the ranges aren't that great and I'll actually be able to place a trade and not just sit and talk about what I would have done because of the risk profile being too great. But we'll see what transpires a little bit later on. Okay, gonna end it there. If you do watch, thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna edit this live stream into parts, focusing on the actual 2 trades that I took. not as a way of showing off, but just as a way to revert back to the trades and review them post session a little bit easier. I think I will be doing that. In fact, not I think I will. I will definitely be doing that if they winners or losers. I just want to make sure that my execution is correct. If I'm taking the trade and it's a good trade, it's according to my strategy and it's according to my plan. And if it loses, I still consider it to be a good trade because I followed my plan. So I think that's probably the best way to formulate it, is to split the live into segmented videos for me to revert back to. And if anybody does watch, and they can kind of cross-check the shortened videos with the live streams themselves, so they can see it happen real time. If they, well, it won't be real time, it'll be after the fact when they watch it, but real time for me anyway. Be able to see what I'm thinking, what I'm looking at, and what I'm doing. So yes, I think that'll be it for the session. So thank you very much, and see you for the US. Bye bye.